So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series press conference here in La Thuile in Italy, a new venue for downhill and in a certain way for Enduro also, in the case of the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series. With us today, we'd like to say a big hello to Loïc Bruni from Specialized Gravity Racing, Loris Vergier from Commensal Muck-Off by Riding Addiction, Monica Rasnik from Aeon Tone Camper Vans is with us also, Jesse Melamed from Canyon Collective Factory Team, Nadine Elacosta is from the Abetone Ancelotti Vittoria Factory Team. I hope I said that well. The accent was good too, huh? Yeah, it was. And Simona Kunchinkova, not bad. We practiced last year. From Cube Action Team is also with us. Thank you for taking the time to come and see us today, and especially be with us for this press conference. I'm going to start with Loïc. Loïc, it's quite a battle going on this season for the overall. What has been your biggest satisfaction? There's been some frustrations, but what has been your biggest satisfaction up till now?
Yeah, the battle is on, but Jackson has been better than us so far, so I think the overall standings doesn't really show how dominant he has been. So I'm really happy to be still like in the chase, but my biggest satisfaction, I don't know. Probably Poland, coming out of the winter a bit unsure about my fitness and my speed. Getting it done there was really cool. And I haven't been able to do it again, but it's already a good thing to take it out of the, when it's done, it's not to do anymore. I don't know the name in English. But you check it out, or you check the box, and then you move on. But so far it's been a good season, but for sure up and down.
When it comes to riders that impress you this year, we have some new faces also that have come into the mix, or guys we didn't see as much in the past that are coming of age. Who has been the most impressive for you this season?
I think Jackson, obviously. He's been winning 3 times in a row, back to back to back, coming back from knee injury. Super solid, to be honest. I didn't expect him in Leogang, for example, and he was also winning there. There's a lot of other guys also doing so well. With the Q1, Q2 new format, it's super stressing. We are all a little bit drained from this new format, I think. And some guys, more privateers like Antoine Roge or even Simon Chapelet, like doing some insane results. So I'm trying to focus on saving energy, not going to Q2 every time, but it's super difficult. It's super, super hard to make sure you put the right intensity, not too much, not enough. And so far, I think I've been quite lucky, let's say. But so many people are doing so good with this new format. It's actually harder than it looks. And I honestly like Pinky, Daprela, like these guys have been doing super well. So I don't know. I don't have one person.
And Ponvian, who put in quite a race a few weeks ago also.
Yeah, sorry. In Ludonvielle, exactly.
Do you think the secret of success for Goldstone, Hem Street, in cross-country, Holgrams, McPhee, Bradbury, it's the maple syrup maybe for the Canadians?
Yeah, maple syrup starts to pay off. I think there's something in Canada at the moment. It's cool. They are all really young. But I think it's talent. And maybe Legacy, Finn, all these guys are doing really well. But it's crazy to see how much talent they have. In cross-country, I guess it's a bit more training and fitness and other things. But in downhill, Gracie and Jackson have something special at the moment. And let's not talk only about them. Huh?
Well, I'm going to talk a bit about it with Jesse, because Jesse's Canadian. Jesse, for you, it's been almost a season of redemption up till now. As in downhill, the overall is turning into quite a squeaker between yourself, Dan, Svacek, Charles, Dan have been super consistent. What's been the secret to your consistency this year? Why is Jesse back in this zone?
Yeah, I think it's just relentless work. I think I've been doing it for a long time, and last year didn't show kind of all the work that I've done, and I had a lot of bad luck, and just continuing like winter after winter, putting in the work on the bike, on the body, and trusting that it's going to happen. I had a bad start to the season with the mechanical, and then since then I've turned it around and feels really good to be back on the podium and then on the top step as well. So yeah, just consistency, consistent work.
So what would you say to our French gentlemen here that are scratching their heads about the Canadians? What's the secret to their success?
I don't know. I think it's just we might have like a really good crew where we're all kind of from the sea to sky and we ride together a lot, and our trails are really fun, so it just means we ride a bike a lot, and I think that kind of shows. It just we like to be out there and riding our mountain bikes all winter long pretty much.
We'll come back to the enduro side of things. I'm going to go to Loris. Loris, you're an ambassador for this venue, for this site. How did that relationship come about?
It was kind of a weird one. They kind of speak French here, so they wanted a French ambassador, and they couldn't get Loic. So Loic was like, dude, you should get the deal. And I was like, yeah, I'm keen because the people here are really nice, and Italy is like close to my heart because my grandpa is Italian or something. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to work with them and see all the work they put in the stressful few weeks before the World Cup. And yeah, it made me a better adult to see what's going on behind the scene, because when you're a rider, you just show up and you complain. But now I'm like, okay, it's actually hard to host a nice race. So pretty proud of that.
That's an interesting take. Makes you an adult. You bring maturity into the game. Talking about maturity and bringing something new to the game, you said something very interesting at the end of last season in a press conference. I asked you, what is it going to be like now to race with the rainbow stripes? You said this year, going to be bad. Next year, going to be much better. Has it gone to plan? Because you've changed teams, the format has changed. How are you feeling about that comment you made last year?
I say I'm more confident on the bike than last year for sure. I'm still figuring things out. Yeah. So I'm struggling still. Like I just need to know a bit more the team, the bike, and myself on the bike. And I'm sorry.
Some inside jokes there.
Yeah, no. Whenever I'm struggling, I'll check for Loic, and he's laughing with me. Anyway, but yeah, just super happy to be able to ride with the World Champ jersey, and it's just a confident booster. And for
Monica, you got to stand like this. You got to block.
Yeah. It's just too loud. I'm struggling hard.
Can we just bring the microphone just a little bit down? Grazie. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Now it's good.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, I'm starting again. But yeah, figuring... yeah. Loving myself on the bike at the minute and with the team and trying to get results which are not paying off yet, but I'm having fun and I'm happy, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, you've come close. You come very, very close when it comes to podiums. It was also a big step for you because you were going into, first and foremost, what we can consider a French team. You show up at a team where there's some big stars already in Momo and Pompon. Unfortunately, bad luck has struck them again this season. Now the leadership seems to be a bit more on your shoulders. Is that something that's going to help you perform? Do you perform well with that type of pressure, or do you feel that from the team?
In the past, it would have made a switch for the who's leading or whatever in the team, but it's a proper team where they give everyone their chance, so it doesn't really feel like it's changing the scenario. Like I'm having the same as before. I'm trying to perform as best as I can, and every race is different, and we're just focusing on being better, and they're trying to help me with the little problems I'm having, and so far I'm just focusing on that. And as long as we keep focusing on getting better and going faster, I think the mind is right, and we might have a nice surprise with Amore this week. So I'm not. We'll see.
We won't blow the cover, the punch. Monica, last event, very good event. We found and we felt when you crossed that line and you knew you were on the podium, it was a lot of joy, but it was a big relief also, a big weight off your shoulder. And I think it was a big also moment for the team, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I need to say I was really happy. Actually, I'm still happy about this race. Usually I did really good in Val di Sol. This year I didn't start the season really well. But yeah, new team, new bike, new people. So you need time to get used to it, everything. So yeah, in Val di Sol, like from first training run, I felt really good on the bike. Yeah, I did really well in qualification. And then I didn't find this flow like I had it on the training in my final run, but yeah, it was enough for third place, and I was more than stoked, especially for Eon team. Yeah.
It was also a big change too, because at Dorval, I am commensal, it was like a big group of friends, and a lot of you have been riding together for a long time. Now you end up with Stan, Hattie, Reese, yourself. How has that gelled over the winter time? Because things go fast. People don't realize you're coming into a new family almost, right? So you have the relationships really congealed and really come together. Has that podium made it even more of a celebratory moment for the team, where you kind of feel like, okay, we've passed one stepping stone, we're on to a next one?
I need to say, I think this podium was kind of boost for everyone that we see that we can do. But yeah, I was 6 years with French people. They have been like, yeah, family, a lot of French language. So yeah, I'm happy for the change. Now I'm with the English speaker people, and all teammates are really good. All staff trying their best. We get really well along, so I'm happy.
So next team will be Slovenian, right?
Yeah, we will see.
You know. Nadine Elacosta, great to be at home, I imagine. Tell us a little bit about this adventure this year. Last year, you ended up, if I'm not mistaken, 12th in the overall standings. Right now, you're sitting in third. That's a pretty big and good step up from last year. What's been happening with you and with this team?
Yeah, I think we just all did such a good job during the winter preparation. I trained hard. I did also some changes. For example, I have a new coach now. And yeah, I think we just worked so hard, everyone. And yeah, now we see it paid off. We see the results, and that just feels so good, yeah.
Tell us about that first podium in Val di Fassa. It's very special. You're in Italy. The fans know. It's like, you know, when these characters win at home, they've been there. They know what it's like. What was it like for you to step onto that podium and in a very, what we could almost call a mecca of enduro racing?
Yes.
And have Enrico cheer you on and all that too, I guess.
Yeah, it was so special. It was such a dream weekend for me. The trace has been so good. I love the people there. I love the views. I mean, the Dolomites, they're unique. And I had my whole family there, all my friends. And so it was super special for me. And yeah, it was like a present also for the whole team, like a confirmation of what we did, of our work. And yeah, that's so cool.
Riding for an iconic brand like Ancelotti, how did that come about? Tell us a bit about that, because it's a brand that's really well known in these parts, maybe not around the world. What makes it so interesting and so special for Italians?
I don't know. There's so much history behind the Ancelotti brand. And yeah, now it's already the third year that I'm riding this bike. And it's simply special because it's a custom bike. You can do any change that you want. And yeah, Thomas Ancelotti has so much experience, and it's so good to have him in our team. And for sure, he gives so many tips, and yeah, I'm learning a lot of him. Yeah, for sure.
So you're riding at home this week. You're still going to have, I guess, some fans, some family and friends and all that. Do you feel that kind of like we were addressing with Loris a minute ago, do you feel there's more pressure? Does that pressure give you extra wings? Do you feel that would be an advantage for you here?
Let's say it's the second time I'm here in Latour, so it's not like home, but for sure riding at home is like in Italy is always special. We all know the Italian crowd, they are quite loud, and so for sure it's not, I don't see it as pressure, but more as motivation.
You talking about riding at home, we're going to Les Gênes in a few weeks where both of you have done very well. Have you felt that extra pressure, or does it give you wings? Maybe Loic first and then after that to Loris.
No, I think like she said, it's a good motivation. For sure you have a bit of weight on your shoulders because you feel like you need to make them proud or whatever, but it's a really good motivation, and if you're able to turn it into something positive, it's what will make you do even better and let go of some of the weight you have on your performance. And I think in the past I've been able to use that quite a few times, and it's when you're able to enjoy that pressure and the noise and the crowd, it's the best feeling ever.
Loris?
Yeah, I guess it's the same when the track conditions are suiting you and you want to do well, like it pushes you, and then when the conditions are like last year in Léger was tough, it also brings more pressure, so it's a bit of a balance, but I think Léger is always special, and whenever we go to France we have a lot of crowd, and they're actually maybe louder than Italians.
And you felt that also, Monica, when we had the beautiful race in Maribor.
Yeah, actually, the pressure is for me bigger than on the other races, especially because you race in front of family, fans from home. But yeah, like they said, you try to turn this in the right direction and try your best.
Simona, you'd have to race cross country to race at home at this time. Granted, there's amazing enduro racing in the Czech Republic. Your rise has been very consistent over the last few years. We've seen you on many podiums. Did you expect your rise and your results this year in the elite category would come so fast?
To be honest, I have never imagined to be like my first ever elite season, like on a podium and not even in a second place in the overall. So it's such a, it was like big step, like, you know, coming from U21 to elite. So yeah, it's something new for me, and I'm really enjoying it. And I just can't be more happier to be in this position. So yeah, it's pretty much fun, and it's just so funny that I'm in a second in overall, you know.
The rankings there, the proof is there. We can feel that the sport is going in a different direction. I'd like to hear from Nadine and Jesse on this also after. Where do you think, as an incoming rider to this elite category, where do you see, you know, with the documentary Grits and Glory that's coming up, with the format going back to when it's a solo enduro event, we have racing over 2 days. Where do you see, as a young rider, the sport going over the next few seasons?
To be honest, I don't know. It's still, I think, evolving a bit, and we are trying to mix also like 2-day races and 1-day races, and I think it's alright right now. It's a good mix of racing, and also like coming right now from 2-day of racing like to 1-day races. It's a bit difficult because I'm still recovering, but yeah, I think the sport is going such a good way right now, and like I just can't even explain like how good vibes were in Pietra Ligure it was like the first race of the season. Like everyone was so hyped, and everyone was like so stoked about the racing, and it was like so cool to see. So I think that if it's going to be like this, just like a bit of a mix, it's okay.
Nadine and Jesse, you're both nodding to that. Do you feel the same way, Nadine? Oh, hello.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a big fan of this 2 days racing, and I think also how this year the practice is handled. I'm also a big fan of this, like, because I think this year it's really for everyone the same. Like we have no private shuttling, we have to do all by ourselves. So I think that's a good thing, because then it's like for everyone the same. So I'm a big fan of this new format, new old format.
Jesse?
Yeah, I'm going to echo what Nadine said, which is having to do the practice as the race. So we're pedaling for these double races. That's 4 days in a row. And really all that is 4 days riding your bike with your friends. And I think we've all really seen that. Like that first race in Pietro was, yeah, the stress of shuttles is always a weird thing. It was like you're trying to get an advantage on people, and it's where you're going to drop off, and we're going to do this. And it was a strategy race almost. So now it's just you start the day, you go out, do your big pedal, ride your bike, and we do 5 to 8 hours a day for 4 days, and it's just a lot of riding, and I think that's been great. The racing is just as tight. I think we've all been building fitness, and we're able to go. I was a little bit worried the pace on Sunday after 4 days, but it doesn't seem to have dropped, and everyone's fighting just as hard right to the end. So the racing's super exciting, and I think going forward, having more of these double events, and I think the mix is really cool to have the 1 day and share it with the downhill riders and be able to watch each other race on the weekend. I, for one, am super excited to see them here. I've been to La Thuile 4 or 5 years now for racing, and I've known it's such a special place. It's in the early days, it was one of the best venues we went to. And so to see the down track they've produced here is pretty amazing. So yeah, I think going forward, it's a really cool mix to have some of our own venues, our 2 day racing, and then sharing the weekend with the downhill riders.
And once again, that question about we have the documentary coming up. These formats of racing. Where do you foresee enduro? Because it is changing. There is a bit of a revolution happening in the right way. I personally think, humbly. Where do you see it as an athlete going?
Yeah, I think honestly we're just still recovering from COVID a little bit and trying to go back to the unique venues. I think the thing that makes enduro special is that we can kind of pedal our bikes anywhere, which opened up a lot of really cool venues for us. Down in South America, we had some amazing venues in New Zealand and Tasmania. So in the future, I hope we go kind of back to those venues and showcase some new areas. I think that's what will kind of bring us back to the level that we were at. But yeah, the racing's still great, and we still love coming to places like this.
Would you like to get back maybe at the highest level of racing back to a race in North America? Would that be something you think? And I'm talking more for the development of the sport to get some younger riders, because we have some talented riders in North America.
Yeah, I mean, it's super interesting actually, because I made a post about last weekend. We had 6 guys in the top 21 elite male with 3 girls in the top 15 and a junior rider on the podium. So Canada and the US as well is doing super well over here, but we were feeling like there is not really a nice entryway to racing in Europe. Like, we've had a race in Whistler for many years, and then in the States as well, and it gives the younger riders a chance to go to a more local event. It costs a lot less money, maybe a little bit less pressure to kind of go overseas and perform. So obviously I really hope we go back to Whistler. It's my hometown, and I think we have some of the best trails in the world, so I would love for us to get back to North America, yeah.
Simona, when it comes to being a younger rider, over the last few years, you've watched definitely some women and men ride. Anybody sitting at this podium right now that you've looked up, or you have a question to ask them? How do you do such and such thing?
I don't know. I just it's such a big honor for me to sit here beside all the legends here. And I just want to tell to Loic that Snowshoe 2019 was one of the craziest moments for me. It was and the video out of it is one of my favorites, and I still watch it all over again. So congrats on that one, and yeah, I think that's it.
Well, there you go. I have a question and this is for every single one of you. Kind of in the same vein of what Simona said there. Does any one of you have a question for any other rider that's sitting up there? A burning question, something that you've always asked. I know Loris and Loic, you've probably asked each other every single question in the book. You've been buddies from the same area for a long time. But is there anybody here that would like to ask a question to somebody here? Something to make it a bit more personal when it comes to a press conference for you?
Personal, no. But
No, not personal, you know what I mean.
Yeah. What are you doing after? Nah, but personal, not personal, sorry, is because you say where's the sport going and how do you see things in the future and stuff. And Enduro, I think it's always been quite on and off. Like I feel like lately it's been, some teams have been withdrawing or like whatever, like Specialized withdrawed. Like it's difficult for everybody. I think the industry is like swimming in the sand. But I think for Enduro, tell me what you think, it would be sick to have mass starts because it's so much more exciting to watch for people and as a rider too sometimes, maybe not one mass start, but like the last stage is a mass start.
A Le Mans kind of start.
And then, yeah, or like Poursuite, like
Pursuit,
they do
yeah.
sometimes. And I think it would be sick is even for the broadcaster to film it because it's easier. It's like one thing and then you film the whole race with helicopter, with drones.
What do the endurists say about that?
I mean, I've always wanted to do a mass start race. I think I agree. Like I came from cross country and I kind of miss banging elbows and like having that that person right next to you that you're battling with. Because in enduro and downhill is the same. Is you're really battling yourself in your track and it's a solo venture almost. And so having mass start would be I think it'd be really sweet. It'd be hard to implement. But I mean, I'm here for it.
We're thinking out of the box, right?
Yeah.
Nadine, you seem skeptical about that one.
No. No, it's just.
It's on.
No, it's just that I've never thought about that. But yeah, it could be a nice idea. Yeah. I don't know.
I think I would race Enduro if it was my
You would
start.
race?
Really?
It's more fun because downhill is the same as Enduro, just it's similar. Like unless like we do the same track over and over again, but it's similar. You're in the start gate, you do your run. Yeah, no. But like Enduro would be sick if it was a bit more different.
Or like that race that you do where you have to you take off after 1,000 people and you catch them before they get to the bottom.
But for example, this is so fun.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever. And then you T-bone people and people T-bone you. And this is what would make it more
I
interesting.
think we would really build some rivalries that way. If
Then
you're
you
able
said,
to cut people
we
off.
pedal 8 hours with our buddies, but then this is gone. This era is ended.
It's each rider for their own. It'll be like a roller derby or something on it. Simona, what do you think about that mass start?
I don't know. I just feel like Enduro is missing some kind of like a broadcast, and I've been last year in Switzerland in Alge Arena. We could have seen like just like 4 screens, and on every screen there was like one rider. It was like so spectacular. Like also for all the people in the finish bowl. So it was like really sick to see, and I hope that it will come back. And also I think it was in Leogang last year. So I really hope that we are going to get that, and we can get a bit more attention then.
Enduro's got the question. Now, do you guys have a question a burning question you like to ask Loris, Monica, or Loic when it comes to riding? Because it's very interesting. We seem to see these sports as very connected, but they are very separated also in their skill set, your skill sets, the type of courses, the endurance, much more endurance. That's basically what Enduro was born out of. So would you guys have a question to one of our downhillers?
Yeah.
It has to be politically correct.
Sure. No, I'm just curious what you guys have changed to be ready so much quicker for Q1. I think a lot of you guys have been protected before, so now not being protected, it's a race way sooner than you've had to have before.
Monica? Loris?
I think this new rule, it's really good. Yeah, like I think it's fair for everyone that they fight everyone. Even example with Q2, they have second chance if they crash in Q1 or they have mechanical or something. But it's really stressful. Like, yeah, it's really stressful, especially this Q2. But on the end, it's same for everyone.
Loris, did you want to answer that question too?
I feel like the first day is even more important than before. Like you could take your time a bit in the past few years. Like you could build up your weekend. Now you need to be ready by Q1, and this is the stressful part. Like you cannot really change much on the bike. You need to be like really focused and fast straight away, and it makes it kind of draining because like you need to be almost not peak but really performing like the second day of the race, and normally you could slowly build up. So that's why I feel like after Q1 you're a bit like, ooh, okay, cool, I'm done, let's go tomorrow. But yeah, it's been a challenge, let's say.
Yeah, you just have to. You have no more runs to chill. Like every run is so important, and you have to think really forward the Q1. Like before, qualifying was okay, we were protected. Something happened, doesn't matter. You know, now the team costs so much money to the brand, and maybe none of the riders will be in finals. So it's super stressful for everybody, even the staff. And we're trying to be ready without being too ready, because at the same time you still need to build up more pace for finals. And that's what I think I said in the past, like it's interesting to see some lower budget riders, let's say, or privateers to the death, like for Q1 or Q2. So like doing insane runs super fast, but then after that it's hard to do more. So then you have like some interesting people that do amazingly good in Q1 or Q2, and then you don't know if they will be able to do more in finals. Sorry, so it's difficult for everybody. I think for the privateers, for the pros, because we have the pressure of being paid a lot of money to not even be in the main show. So it can happen. Yeah, I mean it's so easy. Like you see, like the mountains, you can bin it every turn. You can have mechanical every turn. So it's really stressful. It's enduro. I feel like you have. Even if you have a big mechanical, you're screwed, but if you have a crash, you can still salvage a podium or maybe even a win. In downhill now, there's no room for error really.
And it's a long season this year.
Yeah,
it's the longest season
we
ever,
cooked
too.
already, to be honest.
Like,
honestly, it's hard. I'm excited for after the break.
A little break. Nadine, you seem to have a burning issue you'd like to talk about.
No, I actually had the same question, so I've already got my questions. My answers. Same.
I got a follow up to my first
Go
question.
ahead, man.
Do you think the race is going to be different for Q1 and finals because it's a new track and it's going to change so much that like almost certain people are going to do well in Q1 and then maybe not in finals?
Well, we've seen it already this year, right?
Yeah, for sure. The track will be different every day, almost every run. There's been maybe some thunderstorms also threatening the days. So that's something that could come into play and then ruin the weekend for some people.
Yeah.
So the track will change a lot. I hope it holds better than Valle did. It looks like it's better. I think it's a bit heavier. The dirt seems to be more consistent. But they've done a good job, and I think we'll have a lot of fun. It'll be a lot different tomorrow night. So much roots and stumps and rocks everywhere. So we don't see that now. We're like, hey, it's so nice, so fresh, loamy. And then tomorrow night it'll be like exploded. So we'll talk again tomorrow night.
Monica, on the same subject, your first feeling of this course, and we'll get back to the specials after the stages with you guys. Your first feeling for this course here. It's a new course. It's these gentlemen have ridden it a bit, have been around, but for you it was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, first of all, I really like new tracks. So yeah, I'm stoked about this track. Looks insane. This track have like actually everything. Grass turns, which I don't know when we raced the last time, and like roots of cambers, steep sections, like it's really steep, and I think I will like it.
Loris?
Yeah, it's a special track. It's super steep. Like she said, like there is absolutely everything. Maybe the rain helped a little bit pack down the dirt, and I feel like every day might be the same, a little bit of rain. So if it stays like this, I think we're gonna all have a great time. Or yeah, be in the, comment on dit, filet? In the nets. In the nets, yeah. So we'll see.
We don't want you in the nets, but it's good that they're there. Simona, what you've seen for the stages up till now? Something, this is your playground?
we will see. I think that I'm looking for a playground where is a jump, there is my playground. So yeah. So I walked one of the stages and it looks like pretty nice. More like an alpine style. So it's pretty fast and just. Yeah, I think I just love like every single kind of like a terrain, and yeah, I just can wait for a practice tomorrow. So yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah, like I said, we've had some of the best stages ever in the Thuile, and I know roughly some of these stages, but I think they've added some new ones, and 2,000-meter drop stages is going to be super long and super heavy. So I love the long stages because it allows you to get into a bit of a flow and really just rely on your technical skill. Like all your thinking goes out the window when you're halfway down a 10-minute stage or 15-minute stage. So just looking forward to that. And like Simona said, just practicing and getting on track. And yeah, I'm ready to turn it up for race day.
You said 10, 15-minute stages and Larissa was like, we should go back to 5-minute downhills, right guys? No. Nadine, for you, you said you've not been here much in the past, but still you finding some common ground with what you're used to ride on?
Yes, the trails are quite similar to my home place, so I'm looking forward to some really long and physical stages for sure. Normally they have also quite steep stages, but this year I think they did some changes that they aren't that steep. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I think we're going to ride some really cool stages.
Well, that's all for me. Does anybody have a question from the room? Yes, go ahead, sir.
I wanted to hear from the Enduro riders about the night stage. Like it's unusual, different, and very late in the day as well, right?
Yeah, I posted a lot about it, and I had a lot of comments from people in Spain who have done it before, and both fans and riders said it went off really well. So I'll hold judgment until we do it, but I don't know, something new, and I mean, it's late, but we only have the one day, so just roll right into a party afterwards, I guess. It doesn't really matter.
When it comes to visibility, like I've done night races, you know, but when it comes to visibility, your world is kind of like a beam of about 20 meters by, 30 meters. Is that very different for you guys? When it comes to your skills, do you have to really change, adapt?
I mean, I don't think we know. I've done night riding at home, and you kind of, I mean, you know the trails pretty well. So I think practicing this, I'm gonna probably spend a lot more time on practice just to know pretty much every rock that I may or may not hit, just so you know if you get kind of offline what's gonna be in your way. It looks like it'll be pretty well lit, and I don't think it's going to be that sketchy, I hope, but I don't know. Just kind of let it run, and what you can't see can't hurt you, so.
Simona seems to have her reserves about that.
Yeah, like actually I have done some of the races where we had like a night stage. So like for me it's like pretty much fun, and to be honest, like it's not that long stage, you know, and I think that also our visibility is going to be okay. We have seen some photos like with the lights, and I think it's not going to be a problem. We'll see how we are going to handle that. It's going to be that late in the evening, so it's going to be interesting. Not sure if this is like good part of the like World Cup racing, but okay, like we can try it and we'll see. Like I just can't right now comment on it. And we'll see. Maybe it's going to be so much fun. So yeah, can wait.
Well, it does. We're talking about enhancing the spectacle of enduro, of giving it some different visibility. It is a good idea. It's a good step. It's a good try.
Yes, for sure. I think it's going to be very interesting for everyone, and also for the spectators. I think it's going to be a good idea. I have no idea how it's going to work, but. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Where are they?
No, but it's so sketchy. They didn't say 1 week before, no? It's like you can train, you can prepare.
We knew.
You knew.
We knew like a couple months ago, I think.
Okay.
But still, I haven't trained for that. But riding a bike's riding a bike.
Within the vision, I think.
But it's the same when we raced in Colombia in 2018. I think they gave us an urban stage to race on, and we'd never practiced on urban stuff, and so, but that was amazing. We had like 200,000 fans at that urban stage, so
crazy.
Let's hope we have 200,000 fans on the night stage.
Do you have any other questions? Good question, by the way, sir. You lonely people over there. Well, if there's no other questions, grazie mille. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.